Have you ever wanted to talk about your hobbies in English, but, you just couldn't find the right words? Well, whether you love hiking, painting, or maybe gaming, we're going to help you get the confidence to share what you really love to do.
So, let me ask you something right off the bat. When was the last time you did something just for fun? Seriously, think about it. That feeling of joy? Well, that's what recreational activities are all about. And that's exactly what we're going to explore today. So, here's what we're going to cover today. We've got 4 parts. First, we'll talk about exploring your environment. Then we'll zoom in on your personal favorites. After that, we'll look at hobbies you do alone versus with other people. And finally, we'll chat about hobbies in the modern world. All right, let's jump right into our first section, exploring your environment. And here's your first question to think about. What outdoor activities are common where you live? So, how can you answer this? Well, start by thinking about the nature around you. Are there local parks, rivers, or mountains nearby? You can use some great words like hiking, jogging, or cycling. It's also a really good idea to mention the benefits. For example, you could say something like, in my city, many people enjoy cycling along the river because it improves their mood. Okay, so we've talked about the outdoors. What about when you're inside? What do people do when the weather isn't so great, or maybe they just prefer to stay home? And out of all those things, which one would you personally recommend to a friend? To answer this one, think about things like cooking or playing board games. And when you recommend something, try to explain why. Use some really good words like relaxing if it helps you feel calm, or creative if it lets you make something new. You could just start with, I would recommend cooking because it's so creative and meaningful. All right, on to section 2, and this one is focusing on your favorites. This is all about you. So what's your favorite recreational activity at this moment? And how often do you actually make time for it? Now, when you answer this, the key here is to be specific. So instead of just saying sports, maybe say playing basketball. And definitely mention how often you do it. Is it once a week or every evening? And tell us why. For instance, my favorite activity is reading. I do it every night because it helps me relax. Okay, this is a big one, right? This is a challenge we all face. Life gets so busy with work, school, family, you name it. So what's your strategy for making time for fun when your schedule is just packed? Here are a few really great practical ideas you could talk about. You could actually schedule your hobby just like a doctor's appointment. Or hey, if you love to read for an hour, maybe you just read for 15 minutes instead. A great way to share your idea is to say, a strategy that works for me is putting it in my calendar. Trying new things is where the fun is at. It's a great way to grow. So, have you started a new hobby lately? Or is there something new you're hoping to try out soon? And when you talk about it, think about what you learned from that experience. Maybe learning guitar taught you patience. Or maybe that pottery class showed you that you really love being creative. You can start your sentence with, recently I tried, to talk about the past, or I would like to try to talk about your future plans. All right, time for our third section, alone or with company. Some hobbies are just best enjoyed by yourself. So what's an activity that you prefer to do alone? And what makes that time by yourself so special? Activities like reading or drawing are often things we do alone. And why is that? Well, because they can be really peaceful and they help you focus. That quiet time all by yourself, we often call that solo time. A great way to phrase it is, I prefer to listen to music alone because it's relaxing. Okay, so now let's flip that around. What activities are just better with friends or family? Think about a hobby you absolutely love to share with other people. Hobbies like team sports or, cooking with friends. Those are fantastic with other people. See how being with others totally changes the vibe? The experience becomes more sociable, more energetic. It's really all about sharing that energy and creating memories together. So let's do a quick recap here. Solo time, that gives you peace and focus, and it's often super relaxing. Group fun, on the other hand, is sociable, it brings way more energy, and helps you create those lasting memories. And hey, both are really important. Let's zoom in a little bit and talk about sports. This could be anything from a yoga class to a basketball team. If you've joined one, how has it changed your daily routine or even your life in general? Really think about the positive ways it's changed things for you. Does it give you more energy? Maybe you sleep better at night, or maybe you've made some new friends. A perfect way to say this is, joining a jogging group has helped me to feel less stressed. And here we are at our final section, hobbies in the modern world. Places can be so important for our hobbies. So where do you like to go? Is there a special park or a gym or maybe a cafe that you just love? So why that place? What makes it special to you? Is it beautiful? Is it quiet? Or is it just full of happy memories? For example, you could say, my favorite place is the local park because it is so peaceful. Using words that describe the feeling really brings the place to life. Okay, for our last question, let's switch gears a little. You're gonna give the advice now. Imagine your friend wants to start a new hobby, but they're feeling a little nervous. What advice would you give them? And honestly, this is some of the best advice you can give. First, start small. Don't try to do too much all at once. Second, remember it is absolutely okay to be a beginner. Everyone starts somewhere. Doing it with a friend can make it a lot less scary. And most importantly, the goal is just to have fun. All right, so to wrap things up, I have one last question for you. After exploring all these ideas, what new activity will you make time for this week? I really hope this has inspired you to not only try something new, but also to feel way more confident talking about it.
Stop learning English. Start using it. Join Beyond Norm full text input-output training now.